Hey everyone, it's Xant. So, our new content dropped. Let's go over what was added. So, Crimson Anomaly. Now, this is kind of interesting. This is definitely a 00 favored event, if you couldn't tell with all the 00 stuff that got added this time, but yeah. Let's take a look. Arche Gundam. When armor's 50% or less, recover. Okay, so that's a really, really bad recovery rate. Like, okay, here's the thing, right? Just alone, the armor of the head, 558. You're recovering 10 armor gradually. It would take pretty much, like, almost a whole minute to recover that armor value. Because your armor value is going to be probably somewhere in the 6-7k range on a decently statted suit. So, yeah. Shot attack's kind of meh. The tags are interesting, however. The close combat's always nice to see. Unfortunately, the trait is just a complete write-off. So, what about this? EX skill pen reduced for the enemy. Decent armor, I guess, but it also just looks really weird. Arms. Power attribute, enemy melee power reduced. Okay. That could be useful on a shot build. Problem is, its shot attack is very low, so you'd be sacrificing your own offensive stats in order to gimp the opponent melee offensive stats. This, however, would be something I would recommend on a supporter machine. Because being able to just reduce like a quarter of the enemy's offensive output, really nice. Especially when you think about it, right? They're probably going to be running some kind of melee boost themselves, so being able to neuter that will be very nice. So, food for thought. Alright, the legs. There's our fangs. No surprise in the legs. A plus D. Okay, cool. You can move freely, they fly around and fire, so it's literally just normal funnels. The specs on the legs are welfare tier. Meh. Backpack. Come on. While close combat, melee. Ooh! Okay. So this is pretty much the tightest back, except the tightest back is just when you're using physical, you get a boost. This is close combat tag. And it comes with close combat too. So this could be a very nice contestant for a back slot for a melee build if you don't have anything amazing to put back there. Being able to get a 25% boost because you can easily cap this out, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. So that's definitely something to look at if you're going to build a melee machine. Buster Sword. Very low melee attack. 12% chance of pen super armor. Problem is, penetrating super armor, it's not really that big of a deal, especially at those low values. There's very little that'll actually have super armor, so it's not really worth it. I like the way the sword looks, however. Alright, GN Buster Sword Rifle Mode. Job gauge boost, okay. Shot attack is higher than the rebates, but overall kind of middling at best. Okay, and the last one, the shield. GN Field. Speed up, shot defense up, so very defensive. Now, if this was an ally-based awake, or like a buff, right? Something that increased your ally's stats as well, this would be pretty cool. But as it's just for you, the stats on it are okay. Frankly, out of all the parts on the Arche Gundam, I really like the arms, I really like the back. Both of them are something that you should definitely consider looking into if you're building a support machine with the arms, or a melee machine with the back. Just something you might want to have on standby, you know? And nothing else really interesting other than the heart logo there. Valentine's for interesting paint job, I guess. Alright, well, let's take a look at the capsule stuff, shall we? Alright. You know what? Yeah, let's keep with the normal. I was thinking doing the pilots first and saving the 00 for last, but you know what? Let's just go in order. Recovery tool, so it's the next Z ahead. Okay. Stat distribution. Well, I like the melee attack on that. That's nice for a head. Nice, and it has really good word tags. Okay, so that's nice. Chest. A debuff. That's new for a suit like this, one of the limited time ones. Alright, shot defense all enemies. That'd be a really good chest for a support unit. Cool. The stat distribution also looks really good. Shot attack is relatively high for a chest. Same with melee. Cool. Good word tags for melee fighters too. Alright, let's get to the meat and potatoes here, the arms. Ooh, you're suffering a little bit on the melee attack. Okay, so here's the thing. That trait looks really nice on paper. Power attribute, your melee power is boosted. The problem is, as this is a limited suit, so you can't pick parts from it using the premium selects, you're gonna have to wail. These arms immediately lose out to a lot of things. The stats on it are relatively less than other arms you could also slot in here. The Barbados 4th form arms come to mind, right? That one you just need to have an infighter pilot, and because most of the infighter pilots have really high melee attack, it works out. Especially with Johnny Ridden available in the arena shop right now, you can get a very good infighter pilot for practically free. So that's a shame. I was hoping the arms would be a little better than that, and they lost the close combat word tag as well, so that kind of devalues those arms a lot. Alright, the legs. Infighter job. EX skill CD reduced by 20%. Okay. You're not going to get a huge boost from that because, again, you have to wail for this part to max it out. The stats are nice, though. So, here's what leaves that going for. It's a nice little stat stick. Okay, full saber attack. I was thinking assault. Alright, so D pierce, A power. Raise melee attack of your squad, raise physical resist to your squad. Okay. Stat distribution is, I think actually that's Sokai tier, because typically it has like sub 400, so that's good. That's good. Well, it looks like a cutscene skill too. I'd say the back is okay. Yeah, it's just for this part to really be good with its EX skill, you really have to get the points up on this, because otherwise it's going to get outdone by other back slot pieces, so it's okay. It's definitely okay. I don't think I'd call it a game breaker or anything. Alright, let's take a look at all the different melee weapons. Nice melee attack, 3582. We're like 422 short of the top tier, so that's not too bad. When armor's 80% or less, EX skill power boost. Most people play this game with full armor. Once you start taking damage, you're probably going to die because you're getting hit by a cutscene. So, it's not really that useful. Stats okay though. Alright, saber mode. Higher melee attack, alright. When attacking with physical, crit rate boost. I've talked about crit rate boost in the past. It's nothing like jaw-dropping. It's okay at best, but pretty much everyone that runs melee says you just want to boost your melee power because crit's not that great in comparison. But I do like that increasing stat, that's nice. Pro tag, no close combat word tag though, which I find odd for a saber. GN Gunblade. Okay, melee attack. For a Gunblade, having 0 shot attack is kind of odd. Alright, I guess it is blade mode, so maybe we'll see a ranged weapon next. Infighter job, enemy shooting power reduced. That can be handy if you're a melee fighter, because typically your melee defense will be really high and your shot will be very low, or shot defense. So being able to reduce the shooting power of your opponents does help offset that a good amount. Okay. Could have a better trait, could have better tags, but definitely not a bad part directly. Alright, full saber. There's our 4004. When close combat, initial EX skill charge boost. Cool, so that'll help you pop things off quick, and it comes with pro tag and close combat. So that looks like the best melee weapon for this suit right here. Alright, cool. And what's our last one? A gun? Rifle mode. Okay, shot attack. A gun that brings melee attack to the table, which I think is interesting. Okay. Wide cutter, particle beam, AD. Change direction of the main blade unit to fire a blade beam. Okay. And that looks just like a pocket shot thing, not a cutscene. Okay. Raise melee attack by 10%. So that could be useful for a melee build. It does give you a little bit of melee attack. It gives you a very convenient word tag. Unfortunately, the EX skills will fall right off on that one. I know the shot attack just doesn't really work well with what it brings for a competitive rifle position part. So, looking at the entire double low quan-t full saber, the full saber itself looks really cool. The stats, everything just looks nice on it. Like I said, the backpack looks pretty neat as well. Good distribution on the stats. Unfortunately, you know, the word tags kind of sting it a little bit. Could have been better, but unfortunately, you know, it is what it is. You know, it's not an inherently bad part. It's just not nearly as good as it could be, and it loses out to its contemporaries. And yeah, I'd say that full saber part's the one that really sticks out of the whole thing, and the chest for support suit. Anyways, so that's that. That's kind of handy, you know. At least I only have to worry about the one suit today. All right. So, Lalah is a 4-star and Louise is a 3. Okay, so we'll look at Louise first. You're a defender, and wow, your stats, they burn. Oh lordy. With power attribute, enemy all power reduced by 13%. Okay, so that's that same trait that we saw before. This one requires a power attribute. Okay. Definitely one of those only roll if you like her, because, ooh boy. Alright, support. Shot attack is okay. For a 4-star though. Oh, okay, the word tags kind of salvage a little bit. Long range and ace exclusive. With defense attribute, debuff, okay, whatever, debuffs are debuffs. If only she wasn't a supporter, because that way her job license mod would help a lot more. So I'd say Lalah's kind of eh. Yeah, if she had 1600 shot attack, it'd be pretty okay, but with 1100 shot attack, supporter job license, you're not really going to bring a lot to the table with her stat-wise. Her part trait's not really worth it. The word tags are convenient though, so maybe that's your jam. Anyways, looks like that's all for the new content. Now, somebody did ask me a question. Before I wrap up, I just want to talk about this real quick. This thing here, daily. You get one roll worth 90 hard coins, and you get a double rate. So, let me just put my phone down here real quick. So, the beef with that. So remember, in the stat pool that we are, not stat pool, in the part pool we're looking at for this banner, you have a ton of parts. Like, a ridiculous amount of parts. And out of that, you have a double rate to pull an SSR. It sounds great on paper, like a great way to get a 4-star part, right? Thing is, you gotta remember, it's gonna be, unless I'm mistaken, it should be 10%. If it's double the normal 5% rates, it should only be 10%, yeah. So you're looking at a 10% chance to pull a purple part per roll. On that, there's only so many parts in the pool that are actually good. So what you've effectively doing here is you are more or less throwing away Haro. You gotta just think about it mathematically, right? Like, I'm not gonna stop you if you want to try your luck. Go right ahead. And it's just, you gotta remember, the chance of you actually pulling a 4-star part is only 10% at best. And the chance of it being a part you actually want is so infinitesimally small. Like, what's the rate on this here? Show drop rate. 0.037. That tells you just how diluted the pool has got. You have 10%, and less than a third of a percent of that could be the part you want. So, obviously, as with all gachas, you know, the buyer beware mentality comes in. If you're going to roll, just know exactly what you're rolling on, and just understand the chance of getting what you want. Yeah, anyways, that's all I wanted to talk about with that, because they were asking whether or not it's worth doing, and in my opinion, it's definitely not. And our event capsule suits have remained the same. Okay, well, I'll wrap up here, guys. That was a pretty okay update. I wish the double O qan-t was a little better than what it is, but what can you do? It's not a bad suit overall. I just feel like they definitely could have done a lot better, especially when you consider something like the Wing Zero Custom, right? The Penelope was kind of the same as this, though, so I guess maybe that's more the standard we should be looking at. The Wing Zero Custom, I think, should be looked at more as a Christmas special than a, limited thing. Anyways, I'll wrap up here. I'm not going to keep rambling. Peace out, guys. I'll see you in the next video.